Yes, indeed. Let's get it, homies. Let's get it. It is that time of day. It is that time of day. It is October 18th. This is Duane Cofield. This is Drug Dealers to Businessmen. And this is the weekly tap in. And I'm tapping in. It's good, peoples. Go ahead, do what you're supposed to do. You already know we got to hit that share button. Hit that share button. Let's go ahead and do that first off the rip. Boom, bam. It's that simple and easy, homies. Share somebody's stuff. Let's do. We talk about free stuff. We talking about tools today. Free stuff, homie. Let's share some stuff with somebody, dog. Can we? Can we do that? Can we make it fun and easy for somebody at some point in time, right? Because the thing about it is, like I said, man, you never know when God's gonna drop game on you. You have no idea, so you need to be paying attention at all times, tapping in at every opportunity. And if there isn't an opportunity, anybody who doesn't allow you to tap in and don't put the record down so you can watch it over and over again or catch that jewel, they're doing you a disservice. So you guys know the normal protocol. I think my comments are okay, perfect. Tapping in from the Fifth Ward. Thank you. I'm like, man, I think my comments were working last time. What's up, Steven? All right, homie. Appreciate you tapping in, brother. As always. Make sure you put it in the comments down here. If you haven't subscribed, man, make sure you hit the follow button. If you got to go, hit the follow so you can get a notification of when we go live. We go live every Monday, if we can. Weekly tap in. We tap in with thoughts, ideas on how to conquer our dreams. That's what we talking about. How we're going to conquer our dreams, methods on doing that, strategies on doing that, all that. So today we're talking about tools. Really important part. Tools, because as we transcended from I would say, I guess, Neanderthals and cavemen, some of the things that helped us were tools. Saws, hammers, you name it, they had tools, right? In order to move along, right? We had to catch meat, we had to, kill meat, we had to be able to chop things. What it do, Samuel, man? ATL tapping in. What's up, baby? See you, homie. Appreciate it. But we all had tools, right? So we're no unique or different than anybody else in that sense. Like, when's the last time we really did a self-analysis or an inventory of the tools that we have? You feel what I'm saying? And we, when you think about it, it's like I need tools in order to accomplish a lot of stuff. I want to get in shape. I need purchase a jump rope. I need to, perhaps, and there's some free stuff, pull up bars, all that stuff, which I take advantage of. But there's nothing replaces some specific tools to get to certain parts of your body or whatever will get you nice. Feel me? And the same thing holds true in life. Like, what tools are you using in order to succeed? A lot of times we don't even trip. What's up? What's up, Tanisha? Our dad's tapping in. I appreciate it. As always, Indianapolis, the nap. What it do, CJ? What's going on, Gerard? Appreciate that, man. Handshake, fist pound, all that, homie. I appreciate you guys doing that with your boy, man, every Monday, man. I'm competing against a lot, man. And more importantly, you guys are giving me your attention. So the least I can do is trade game with you, right? Trade game with you. So I take inspiration from everywhere, right? I take it from anywhere I can get it. And this is the thing, right? I told you guys, God's always talking to you everywhere you can pay attention to. So even times when you think like, man, this is some BS or I'm getting frustrated, man, that's a time where he's trying to teach you how to be patient. Just understand what the lessons he's trying to give you. So it's gonna all make sense, trust me. So I'm taking my son up to basketball, and I'm like looking at myself. I'm like, man, I need to do something else, man. It's about to get cold. I surf during the cold, but I don't like surfing during the cold. It's like it sucks sometimes when it gets cold. So I'm like, man, I need to do something. And I've always played basketball. So I took my son trains, whatnot, and his trainer was up there. And a lot of times you're thinking like, okay, well, I'm taking my son to play basketball. Was trainer to learn how to play a lot better. I'm gonna just go watch. And they got a game that goes on every Sunday at 10 o'clock. Every Sunday. And it's cats my age. And it's nice. And they put the music out there. And cats be smoking blunts. It's perfect for your partner, right? So I'm like, man, but you know what? I can't play because guess what? I don't have the tools. I don't have basketball shoes. My basketball is my son's basketball, so it's small. I'm not in shape yet. There's a lot of things that I got to do, but it inspired me. Oh, it inspired your partner. So now I'm on a mission. I'm going to get basketball shoes. I'm going to invest in a basketball. And you sit there and say to yourself, man, why would you do that, man? You 40, I just turned 45, so you know what I'm saying? And it's like, but why not? If my goal is to slim down during the wintertime, I can go play ball. I can go play ball by myself, shoot it for a half an hour. I burn 400 some calories. I did do that math. So there's things and there's 2 courts that are enclosed. So if the ball falls, I ain't got to run too far. I have my ear pods, so I can put one on the bench and I can actually shoot and get into my zone. I'm setting up myself for success and investing in my tools. Cheap deal, right? I can buy some basketball shoes, 30, 40 bucks, get a basketball if I wanted to on Craigslist or something like that for 10, 20 bucks. I'm in the game. And then the only thing that I'm missing is intention and effort. As long as I got the tools, that's the only thing I need from that point is intention and effort. So it goes back to the point when we ask ourselves, what is my dream? What am I trying to accomplish? What do I need? And what tools do I need? When I found out that we wanted to get into the food business, right? What tools do we need? What's up, John? Hey, happy belated, homie. All right, South Central tapping in. Yeah, that's the homie. What do I want to accomplish and what tools do I need to get there? One of the benefits is that we got it Google. So you can Google stuff and get a really, really good mix of ideas on what you actually need. Back to my story with the food. So I know in order to be set up right, I needed to set up the business. What tools did I need? I needed stuff from the county, a couple paperwork that I learned from my other businesses, and I was on. The other thing that I needed to get a food handler's license. So we all got food handler's license, which taught us a lot about temperatures, about how to keep the food clean, about how all to do all that stuff. So we invested in that. Another tool. Then we were like, okay, so we're serious about it. What else do we need? Well, in order to fry chicken, you need fryers. Where do we get the fryers from? Okay, bam, bam, bam. Found out where to get the fryers. What do we need next? We need grease. Okay, where do we get the grease? And then as you start to go down this journey and path of self-discovery, and as you're collecting your array of tools, you're getting guidance the whole time. You're getting game. The universe is providing game. We ran into the boy from York Orleans in Restaurant Depot. Slid us some game. Encouraged us. Sweet Red Peaches was in her inbox. Slid us some game. All these really good restaurateurs that are around LA who started kind of the same way we're starting, throwing us game. And that's the thing. That's the beauty in it. Once you start to acquire your tools, this shows commitment, right? This shows, God, I'm serious. I'm putting money up. I invest. One thing I don't hesitate on now is investing in my dreams. Before I used to hesitate, I'm like, man, I was about to buy this book called Believe It today. And I'm hesitating, but I'm like, you know what? There might be a nugget of information in there. One slither of information that you're missing on your way to success. And you second guessing yourself may block your blessings in a sense, right? Because now you're like, man, shit, I ain't gonna do that. And that might have been when God said, you know what? I had the golden ticket in that book, but you passed on it. And I gave you the vision anyway. Where do you think you got the vision from? You just came up with it, just popped in your inbox? That's a negative, right? Yeah, but you could build anything good. And that's the key. I'm glad you mentioned that, CJ. Let me put that out there for the audience to read that one. With the right tools, is we as individuals can build anything good or bad. And that's the thing. Everything it boils down to intention. Now, you can manipulate people when you have certain tools. Credit card machines, the whole nine. You can manipulate people. Now your intention's effed up. What's going to be the end results? And that's the thing, right? God's going to bless us, right? Because we got the intuition. We understand, right? And we look about how we've evolved as people, right? It's all been tool-based. All been tool-based. You got to have the right things in order to succeed. But in order to get in the game, right? It's like one of those things where it's like, man, in order to get a job, you got to have experience. Well, you got to force yourself and throw yourself in certain games. You do. That you may not even be comfortable with, right? I had a wetsuit and a surfboard before I knew how to surf. Threw myself in the game. And then I met some lifelong friends continuing on embarrassing myself. I got with the wrong instructors first who worked me out of $50. Fools just left me, went out and surfed and left me there. So I said, okay, it's hustlers in the water. I ain't tripping. I'm I've been in the game, so I understand that. I just didn't know y'all surfed. But anyways, so even knowing that, they worked me out about $50. And then I end up getting with the right people. So a lot of times you may get work when you first start in on it, buy the wrong stuff. You know what I'm saying? Get the wrong brand. When we got fryers, we brought this loud ass fryer from Amazon. And we used it as a French fry fryer. And we did our first pop-up. The grease took too long to get hot. It was hella noisy. And we were like, you know what? This is a pain in the butt. It's awkward. It didn't have wheels. We had to carry it. I was like, man, we learned from that. What's going on, Kenneth? I can't call it, baby. What it do? Appreciate you tapping in, homie, as always. But yeah, and that's the thing. You got to learn by trial and error, right? You're going to buy the wrong tools. You're going to F up, right? I had the wrong mics before. I had the wrong cameras. I had the wrong system, and I had to do the same thing with this. I had to invest in the tools for this, right? I could have did it on Facebook Live, but I couldn't put your comments up. I couldn't put the sponsors up here, right? So I had to invest in tools in order to be successful in this space. I had to get a proper mic so that you guys can hear me clearly, right? These are all tools of the trade, and you get better. Now don't get me wrong, you're going to get introductory tools. We're not all start off with the best of the best, right? But that's where you're learning. This is where you got to figure it out, right? But you got to quit dipping your toe and you commit to something. Man, the universe likes financial investments, right? And it's in your dream, not their dream, in your dream. It loves financial investments. So whatever little bit of dollars you like, man, what you buy, man, don't just spend it on a hell of a night, right? Put something that's going to benefit you some kind of way, right? Invest in this, grab this. You know what I'm saying? You're thinking about cleaning parking lots, start with the little sprayer. You want to do cars, get your little detail. Start with a bucket and the hose, right? Just figure it out. You got to start with what you have right where you are. You can't wait for it to be perfect. It's not going to be. You can't wait for you to have the perfect tools. I remember when my brother first started cutting hair, he used to cut my hair with edgers, these battery-operated edgers, which made him a really good barber because by the time he got to some real clippers, he was already a savage. So a lot of times you got to learn with, like, even our bus. Our bus is old. It's not a brand new bus, but it's working. So I'm learning how to work magic with this, treat it right, keep it clean. Gotta bless me with another one if I'm supposed to have it. A bigger and better and a brand new one, if that's what it's supposed to be, if that's what destiny calls for. See, I'm okay with destiny and their plans, right? Because it's usually worked out to my benefit. It's when I start to interfere and start to think that I got total control over stuff is when I make the mistakes. You dig? But what tools are we investing in? Books. Told you guys about that book. I was trying to listen to it again today, man. And for some reason, the enemy didn't want me. I bought the book. It's on there. I've been had it. The Magic of Manifesting. That's one of our classes. I told you guys about that. Excellent book. Because you got to speak things into existence. And I've talked about that so many times on this show right here. How we got to speak things into existence. And if we don't, we got to watch our mouth. So we got to talk upon things. I need this. We need it easier. Man, I start Googling stuff. They got an easy up deal. We don't need it now when we did. Easy up deal, custom logo, custom flag, custom all this stuff for a cool deal. It was like I was like, oh, the universe. Universe on me. What's that? Yep. You know what I'm saying? And the thing about it is, you got it, Kenneth. Okay, good. The Magic Manifesting, good stuff. Yes, indeed. CJ says lessons have to be learned. Got to learn from error. Yeah, man, you can't be afraid to fail. Failure is not fatal. Failure is part of the process. I wish people would quit giving failure a bad name instead of just say, hey, man, you got to go through the failure season. Not a failure, but the failure season where you're thinking something didn't work, right? But it's working the entire time. What the hell was that? Oh, that was probably my Fox app. That Fox app is crazy. Got a loud ass. But anyways, you feel me? So we got at the same time though, we can't be afraid to be putting our dollars into things that we don't see an immediate return on, something that may make you better later. When I first knew I was going into the tour business, I bought a bunch of books on tours, on how to set up tours, how I read the 7 Tenets of Taxi Terry a long time ago. And I didn't know that God was setting me up then to understand how tourism worked. I read that book and was just focused on customer service. You feel what I'm saying? And then once I just focused, I said, okay, I'm focused on customer service. But this book is really to set me up for later what I wanted to do. So a lot of times this is the bonus about tools, is God will give you the tools way before you need them. I'm gonna let that sink in. Let that sink in. He gives you the tools way before you need them, right? Like that emergency kit that you didn't think, man, we don't need a saw. Man, damn, this saw came in it. He gives you these things. So as you're buying the tools, as you're learning the tools, as all that's going on, you may not be comfortable and understand why you're going through that process. You may not understand what you're going through, why you're going through it, why it's happening at that particular time. But when it does come to surface and you understand, like, I knew I needed this, I just didn't know when I was going to need it. Now, right? Sales. I had to go through sales. I hated sales, but it's made me a much better. I teach professional selling now at the university. So as much as I hated sales, it's actually, I'm teaching people how to become better salespeople, because I didn't like the people that I was around, because I thought that sometimes they were just anything goes type salespeople. And I'm like, this shouldn't be like this. And God was preparing me so that I could teach that and then put people out in the world to become better salespeople. So, I mean, if we had God's vision right now, it would probably drive us completely berserk, because it's too much for us, right? It's too much for us. Let's talk about that hesitation in tools that we always do. Why do we hesitate on that? Right? We don't hesitate on certain things. We'll spend $300-$400 on some shoes or whatever, but we won't invest in a conference. Right? Oh man, I don't want to go to no conference. Why not? Why not? What's wrong with that? Oh, no, they want $1,000, and we frown at that. Man, they want $1,000, homie. I remember our trips and nights at the club. Man, we dropped $300-$400. Like, that was nothing on alcohol. Be like, damn, yeah, man, $20, $30, $20, $30, $20, $30. That stuff adds up. But we wasn't hesitant on doing that. We put some big giant ass rims on the truck or the car. Cost $4,000 or $5,000. Won't even sneeze at that. And those don't get us nothing but followed home. You feel what I'm saying? Be people plotting on you. Ain't even about them robbing you, about them stealing your car. Right? But nobody knows that you spent that kind of money on a conference. Right? The only people that are going to know that are going to be the people that see your results. And they're not even going to understand where that came from. He said, hesitate the right things because of fear of failure. Yeah, yes, facts, Ken. Indeed. Tanisha said you also have to be ready what you're asking, because when the universe starts, and that's such a real statement. If you're not mentally ready to handle the blessing, man, you can very well blow it. So that's the thing. And a lot of times, but I think God is, he's like that preventive measure where he understands when you're ready. He knows when you're not ready. He ain't gonna give you nothing more than you can handle. So he knows you're not ready. He'll give you a taste so that you realize you're not ready, right? He'll definitely tighten you up in that sense. Like, let me throw this at you just to show you that I'm not tripping. I just want to remind you that you're not ready. So stay tuned and pay attention, because I'm giving out more tests and lessons afterwards, right? And we think that we're ready all the time. Fame-wise, we think we tight, man, I'm ready for this, I'm ready for that. Man, I'm ready to become a politician. Man. So you got to make sure that you're tight. Be okay with them digging up your past, dig it up for them, right? Things like that in that situation. But have the tools, build yourself that fortitude in that you can handle that type of stuff. But now I'm investing in everything that I'm going to be involved in. Golf clubs, whatever I'm trying to do, I'm buying it. I'm figuring out how I can get it. I don't have to buy it brand new. I can get it from OfferUp. And a lot of stuff you can get from OfferUp and start a business. You could start a catering business. You could start a cookie business. You could start whatever you want. It's at your Mercy, the universe succumbs to you. It does what you want it to do, but you got to ask for more. One of the things that we do not do is we do not ask for enough. We're not asking for enough. We're asking for, man, just that, man. We act like God is broke. Like he really don't have it like that. Oh, homie, I really ain't got it. You know, one of them cats, homie, I ain't got it. No, man, God is the complete opposite. He always got it. So why aren't we asking for more, right? He's that rich uncle that stay with a stack. And we're asking for $1. Can I get $1? Why aren't you just asking for the whole stack? He produces stacks. So why aren't we asking for more? And he'll give it to you. I want to become a pilot. Talk that shit, please. Please talk it. Talk yourself into letting somebody else hears you that knows a pilot. Talk yourself into the universe saying, okay, here's what we're going to give you, right? That's what you need to talk to, period. And if we're not doing that, we're not focusing on that, we're not asking God for that kind of blessing, man, what? And if we don't get it right then, it's because we're not ready. Shout out to Stephen for saying that again. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. You know what I'm saying? Like me, I wasn't ready to blow up. I ain't even ready to blow up now. I'm not ready. I can't leave my kids. So I'm cool with where I am. I don't need to blow up. Premature blow up exposes flaws. And I got plenty of flaws. I just haven't figured out how to talk about all of them yet. No, I'm just playing. I put myself out there with my flaws. I don't have a problem with that. Right? But at the same time, we got to be prepared for success. That stuff is scary. And if you're not mentally prepared, if you still haven't got spending out your system and buying unnecessary stuff, you'll go through your stack. I got that out the way. I'm not interested. You couldn't tell if I have it or not. I'm going to be honest with you. Sweatsuits, some Air Maxes, and some Wallabies. You couldn't, that's it. No jewelry. That's just how I'm rocking now. I'd rather you be more impressed with my book collection than anything. I don't care about rims. I don't care about none of that stuff. As long as I got food, I want food in my refrigerator. And if you've been to the pen, you understand the importance of having a refrigerator, first of all. So I'm basic in that sense. But I invest in my goals. I invest in poster boards and Sharpies. And why would I invest in that? Because those are the tools that are going to get me to my dreams. So when you see it on my vision board downstairs in my garage, in my little lounge where I kick it all the time, my goals are right there to remind me you ain't kicking it that long, homie. You got some work to do. You got a revision on that paper that's sitting there. You need to go ahead and edit that. You have some submissions. You need to do some journal. You need to go exercise. Have you walked yet? Have you lifted this week? Have you done any kickboxing or shadow boxing? I got all these reminders right in front of my face telling me what I need to do. And it cost me $2. Sharpie poster board. And as corny as it is, that's my method on accomplishing my goals. Every New Year's, we don't get drunk. We just don't. I ain't hating on anybody who gets faded. Do your thing. But we bring in the new year with new goals. And we sit down as a family and write that shit down. Dig? Here's what we getting ready to accomplish, so that we go in with the mindset of this is what we getting ready to do. This is exactly how it's going to happen. And if it doesn't, so what, we'll add it to next year, or we'll understand that it needs to be modified. And if God modifies it, so be it, let it be modified. Because it's better anyway. Who are us to tell what's best for us, right? We can't see our future. But one thing I am for certain, though, is you need to invest in tools. In addition to needing to invest in tools, you need to know how to use those tools so that you could tell people in the future. We're on the talented 10th, right? W.B. Du Bois. Go learn, bring it back. Period, homie. Go learn and bring it back. So whatever you learn, if you go learn and you hanging around Latinos and they teach you how to do something, you hanging around Asians, they teach you how to do something, you hang around Caucasians, bring it back to the house. Black folks, and that's vice versa, Latinos too. You learn something about from black folks, take it back. Right? We're supposed to use each other, right? We humans, man, we all got different special superpowers. And that's the thing, we don't maximize enough our superpowers. We act like Marvel and them are the only ones that have superpowers. Please, we can think things into existence. That's human superpower. We could think I'm telling you, hey, homie, We can think things into existence. That is our superpower. For real. Yes. You I'm gonna tell you like this. You have to write it down. If you don't write it down, the universe don't take you seriously. It thinks you bullshitting. When I used to go in there in juvenile hall, I used to be like, man, who got their goals written down? They'd be like, no, I ain't got it written down. I got it right in my head. I said, you know what them goals are competing with? Court dates, your girl not sending you a letter, mom's tripping, the homies ain't looking out, they're trying to smash your girl. That's what your goals are competing with in you in juvenile hall. And they were shocked when they look at me. Oh, yeah, homie, why don't you write it down so that you can keep, it's your roadmap to get you back focused, right? It's to let you know what path you're actually supposed to be on just in case you start to drift. Because even if you drift 1% long enough, you'll be 30 to 40 degrees away from your goals once you arrive at that supposed goal. You're like, how am I so off? Man, you've been drifting 1% a day for the last 2 or 3 years. 1%. You probably didn't even notice you were drifting. 1%. And now you're getting back. Hey, and that's one of the things that writing those goals down does for you, right? It's a tool. It's a tool for success. It's a tool to keep you aligned. It's a tool as a reminder. And it is so freaking cheap, homie. What's up, homie? AZ in the house. It's my brother. Cheap stuff, right? Journals. You got to document this historical journey that you want. If you're not, you're tripping. There's miracles. There's all kind of stuff popping. And you haven't written it down? Do you remember? Do you remember the God favor that he's been showing you your entire life? How he's been scooping you up? And you didn't write it down so that people don't just think you lying about it, right? Like they're in the pen. When you get to the pen, they think you lying. I used to be telling my stories. I'm like, well, damn, am I lying? Because I'm, you know what I'm saying, the way that y'all telling these stories, I'm like, well, shit. I got the tickets completely wrong. Yeah, man, we getting it for Wootu. Yeah, all right. So sometimes you got, you know what I'm saying? You got to check yourself. My stories are my stories, but I got to write them down in order for me to document this, man, because nobody's going to believe this historical shit that God's doing for me. Nobody's going to believe it. Man, I went from this to that, right? Document it, right? That's how movies get written. You're a miracle in the process, dog. Don't you dare not believe that. Your story's unique as your fingerprints. Nobody, what Jay-Z said, nobody built like me. I designed myself. Period. Get your drawing board out, right? You're going to let news dictate how you act. You're going to let that tell you what you're doing. Let your neighbors tell you how to act. Man, you better get out there and do what you're supposed to be doing, whatever that unique thing it is, because God has it for you, and that's what your bag is. It's like the never-ending treasure hunt. And you're walking around with your bag behind you, and you're constantly looking for it. But you are the bag. Right? You are the bag. You ain't got to go around chasing that shit. It's on you. It's already on you. You just don't realize it yet. You don't realize it yet. I am the bag. Yes, you are the bag. It's like the Bruce Lee boy, right? Looking for the master, realized that was him. He just had to get his glow on and put hands on, sure enough, smack the Jerry curl out of him to realize who he was. What's it going to take for you guys to realize who you are? Right? Who God wants you to be. Tap into that beautiful thing, because then you're in flow. It's like music. It becomes just synchronized, right? You just moving with the universe, and everything just kind of, you hear music that's not even playing, and you got your own beat. It's crazy. It's kind of hard to explain. It's not one of those esoteric type things where I'm the only one that can feel like this. You felt like this too at some point in time. The thing about it is, a lot of times you're doing it by yourself because everybody doesn't feel that at the same moment. So the whole thing about Kendrick, bitch, you killing my vibe. That's what that's about. When you in that zone, you got to be other people. Hopefully they're in the zone, but you almost got to be bulletproof in the sense of not letting it affect you, right? Because when you're in that zone, you're getting that instruction from God. direct connect, you and him in a text, yeah, you tuned out. You should be, because at that time you know who's coming. You already know who's coming. That enemy's coming with darts, javelins, spears, memories, suggestions, ideas, past thoughts, past experiences, past you know what's. Fool don't know what's popping in the future, so it doesn't matter. But just understand that when you got that connection with God and you're following them instructions to a T, that the enemy's coming for that ass. Just know that, homie. It's part of the process. It's part of the game. Again, you got to focus on what you need to become successful. And it starts with investing in tools. He don't want you to invest in nothing. He wants you to think all this is expensive and off limits. It's out of reach. You can't start nothing, homie. You can't start no restaurant, homie. You ain't got enough capital, homie. You how you gonna do that? Get lost. I'm gonna do it strategically, step by step. And I'm gonna find the people who had a similar path, and I'm gonna just watch their first few steps. I'm not watching their current steps. I'm watching their first few steps. Oh, you fumbled and failed? Oh, you messed up like Lolo's? You messed up some chicken? You feel me? Chicken went bad? Yeah, we almost did that too. And if you don't have them type of horror stories, then you ain't out there playing ball. You did? You got to be out there playing ball in order to get sweaty, in order to get an injury. You ain't out there playing ball, you can't twist your ankle. You ain't in the game, right? So you got to be out there playing ball in order to maintain an injury, and even then, it's gonna come back stronger. You get the right rehab or whatever. If I'm using my sports analogy, but yeah, you got to get out there, homie. In order to get out there, you got to have the right tools to succeed. So tying it back to always that. What tools are you investing in? Period. Buy them. Get them secondhand. Who cares if they brand new? Don't let your sense of pride stop you from being who you want to be in life. Start small. It's those small investments, right? Small investments, just like a 1,000 little cuts to make you bleed to death. Yeah, 1,000 small investments that make you ball to death. What did he just say? Yes. So that means 1,000 little small investments, a book here, learn this here, course over here, switching game over here, starting to visit this city over here. Didn't know they did that over there. Join this club over here. Attend this meeting over there. These are small little investments, micro investments that pay huge dividends, right? Because you don't know where God's going to turn it over. You don't know where he's going to expose you to that thing that takes you from here to way up over there. You don't know where he's going to do it and how he's going to do it. But you got to have that belief and faith. Believe it, even when you don't see it, as hard as it may seem. Buy the tool anyway. Invest in it. Man, I got $5. Shit costs $4.25. Go ahead and grab that. 75 cents, go get you a Snickers. Sit your ass down and read the book. Period. You know what I'm saying? Quit playing. We ain't got time to play. Nah, we got a few years. Let's make it crack. If we can't do it ourselves, let's leave some instructions for the next. You dig? Let's leave some tools for the next. Oh, these is grandpa's old fryers. This is the one he started frying the chicken in. Damn right. Feel me? And that's what we have to do as individuals. We got to constantly invest in tools. Man, stop playing. Stop playing. Buy something. Learn how to do something. Invest in it doesn't matter. It can be a such and such for dummies. That's how I got into social media. Got into social media marketing for dummies. I bought the book, twerked it, and ran with it ever since. It opened me up to so many other things. So you can do it too. This is how I learned about even doing lives and stuff. Got me more involved and invested in the conference, spent the money. My school wouldn't give me the money. I spent the money anyways. Dared the universe. Now what? They wanted me to flinch. Universe ain't gonna give you no money. All right. I got a little something over here. Might be my last, but it's a dice game I'm jumping in. Because guess who I'm playing against? Me. And so I'm taking side bets and all that. You dig? I'm not playing. You can't either. We don't have two lives, and I will constantly keep telling you that. This is the time to do it. Whatever it is you're trying to do. Don't wait till the winter time. Don't wait till this. Make a move today. Commit to something today. Take action today. Don't play around. You might not get a chance. I tell my wife that all the time. I'm like, listen, whenever you think about something, take action right then. You put it off, it's going the enemy like, oh, got you. Oh, got you. I'm gonna throw the life kitchen sink at your ass now. Because you ain't never gonna get to it. I'm about to throw everything I possibly can at you so you never can get to it. I'm telling you. And you're gonna need these tools. You're gonna need reinforcement because you're gonna be tested. Things are gonna happen. I remember I was on a roll and I popped my calf. I was sprinting, doing sprints every other day, losing. One day I didn't warm up, thought I was triathlon man, took off, felt a pop in my leg, sidelined 2 to 3 months. Then you timid coming back. That'll break you down, especially when you was on the road. You're like, I can barely walk now, so I'm not going to do anything. But you got to keep going. It's going to make you stronger. I'm not only sprinting, I'm sprinting on that leg as well, but I got to get back to doing something. So now I'm going to take it a step further. I'm about to play basketball. Then when I go to the store, I got a gift card for my birthday, go to that store to try to get basketball shoes. They don't have any. Who you think working now? You already know, right? Because he knows that's going to get me in better shape. Going to make my heart better. Not that nothing wrong with my heart now, but I'm just saying, as a 45-year-old man, there's certain things you got to be aware of. So you think he's getting ready to let that ride? He's like, man, I'm trying to kill you. I'm trying to kill you. I don't want you playing basketball. I want you doing this. I want you sitting there 12 hours. I want you to worry. I want you to go think about the worst possible case scenario. I want to put bad things on your mind. That's what he wants you to do. That's what the enemy there for. So you think he's going to let me get some basketball shoes easy? What? And then you think this is a simple thing, right? Nah. Then I'm going to overload you with a bunch of stuff. You're never going to get to it. Then I'm going to even have somebody say, you getting ready to play basketball? With that doubt? Really? They coming too. You got to already expect these things. You did what I'm saying? As you start to come, just expect that person to question you. Expect that person to cast doubt. And it's not them. You know who sent them. You already know who sent them. So it's imperative that you invest in the tools that block that stuff. I was listening to Outwitting the Devil again by Napoleon Hill. Excellent book. Excellent. And it talks about his conversation with the devil and all the tools that the devil uses in order to occupy your mind, therefore stopping you from going after your goals. It's one of the dopest books. Highly recommended. It's our book for the day, as a matter of fact. We're just going to say, Outwitting the Devil again. Because that's what it does. And that's what you have to do, because that fool's on your neck. Especially if you're going after your goals, he is on your neck. Especially if you start to invest in tools, he's on your neck. He ain't going for that, man. Man, what? He ain't gonna let you ride with that. He wants that mind. Because if you get, man, oh yeah, you like that? Yes. Woohoo! Outwitting the Devil. I promise you that's gonna be the investment of the year. So let me show you guys. Better than I can tell you. Actually, you know what? I actually have it on my. Hold on one second. I'm gonna just pull up my Audible. I can show you guys. I can probably pull it up, but I'll show you guys some other stuff that I have on there I think might be advantageous to you. It's my Libri. Oh. So I just bought a book called $40 Million Slaves too. Let me go ahead and share the screen. Chrome tab. Appreciate you guys being patient with your partner on this one. Man, I can't tell you how dope that. It's crazy. So I got that $40 Million Slave up there, which is, I haven't finished it, but it's talking about Black athletes. Got this. I'm trying to get this guy on my podcast. He's got a really interesting story. Stanley Andrews. He was actually a doctor. He's got a PhD, but he's dope. He spent some time in the prison. He's actually, I think he's from Texas or Tennessee. Magic Manifesting, which is highly recommended. Success to a Positive Mental Attitude. Shout out to my boy Fat Cat. We rocked this in Wasco State Prison up in Bakersfield. We was passing this on our bunks late at night trying to pass the message. My dude Fat Cat Compton. Let's see. Power the Subconscious Mind. Man, and I'm just showing you guys all the tools. Look at that tool. Tiny Habits, the William Ellis story, Drive Through Dreams. This is about fast food. We're in the chicken business, so I wanted to get some inspiration and figure out, like, to show I'm not the only one, like, going through these struggles. Where's Outwitting the Devil? Yeah, I'm deep on these Audible books, homie. I don't play around. Indistractable, Flourish. These are good ones too. Never Split the Difference is about negotiating. It's really good. This is a really good one. Long Tail, if you're interested in business. Atomic Habits is clowning. Anything You Want by Derek Sivers is a fantastic book. Marketing, those who are interested in marketing, 22 Immutable Laws of Marketing is a classic. Giftology is about giving gifts, professional gifts. Excellent book. That book I was telling you guys about, The 7 Tenets of Taxi Terry, taught me about customer service. Helped with the delivery business too. See, I thought I had it in here. There it goes, right there. So this is a good one. Mindset by Carol Dweck. Customer Rules is a good one, but this is the classic right here. Outwitting the Devil. The Secret of Freedom and Success. Highly recommend that book. I cannot stress it enough. Listen to an audiobook. Yeah, the devil's a hater for real. And you got to understand that. Once you understand what he uses, ego and stuff like that, like he even talked about a cat who was a politician, but listened to these females who told him he could sing, and he tried himself as a singer and pretty much messed his life up because he wasn't a good singer, but he let them gas him up to do that. And the devil uses that to flattery and all that stuff. That's the devil's tools. So buy tools to combat this stuff. And you know how much this, like, Pete Cat floss? Like, I floss this. So I'm like, man, what's your book collection like, homie? I don't care how big your rims are, dog. That's irrelevant to me. How many books? What's the last book you read? Period. That impresses me. This other stuff, I'm like, whatever, man. But what's the last book you read? Don't throw dollars at me because that's cool. That could be a lick. That could be whatever. But what kind of information are you retaining? Therefore, what type of information are you passing out? Let's get it, you guys. Let's stop playing. Whatever you guys want, it's in a book. Let's invest in the tools for our success. Please. That will conclude our weekly tap in for this evening. I appreciate you guys tapping in with your boy. Make sure you subscribe, follow us, like us on Facebook, subscribe to our YouTube channel so that you guys don't miss an episode. Appreciate you guys. Appreciate you guys. Appreciate you guys. Make sure you guys go grab those books. If you're interested in some more, just send me an email or leave me a comment. Peace and blessings. Tapping out. Let's get it. Peace and blessings.